The real reason Yoda exiled himself on Dagobah. No one. A ghost's whisper. In the midst of the Clone Wars, as the galaxy was torn apart by endless conflict, Master Yoda meditated in his chambers at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. For days, Qui-Gon's spirit had manifested before him, whispering of a forgotten planet that held secrets vital to the Order's future. After informing the Jedi Council of his need to undertake a personal journey of investigation, Yoda set out for the coordinates the spirit had provided.
Strange that you lead me so far from the trade routes.
The deepest secrets of the Force lie not in the archives of the temple, but in the far corners of the galaxy.
And this planet you speak of, Dagobah, you say it's called?
A primitive world in the Outer Rim territories, uncolonized, untainted by technology, There, the Force flows as it did at the dawn of time.
Yoda's personal ship emerged from hyperspace, revealing a greenish planet shrouded in thick clouds that obscured its surface.
The Force, turbulent, is felt in this sector.
You have followed my directions well, Master Yoda. This planet holds secrets that the Jedi forgot millennia ago.
A disturbance in the Force I sense, as if the veil between the worlds is thinner here.
The ship entered the dense atmosphere while the instruments went crazy due to the intense magnetic interference.
The ancient texts called it the Primal Nexus. The Force flows here like an endless river.
Primitive life, I detect. Millions of life forms, all connected.
This place will show you truths not even the Jedi Council knows. Secrets about the very nature of the Force.
Why do you bring me here now, in the midst of the galactic war, when we are needed most?
What you will learn here could be the key to preserving Jedi knowledge in the dark times ahead.
The ship broke through a final layer of clouds, revealing an endless landscape of swamps and twisted trees covered in vines.
Like the ancient times it is, before the Republic, before the Jedi even.
A group of flying creatures scattered at the ship's approach, their cries echoing through the mist.
There is a cave, a place where the dark side and the light side intertwine in ways that defy understanding.
I can feel it. It is like a void in the Force, and at the same time brimming with power.
The ship landed in a small clearing, its engines dispersing the fog that crept over the marshy ground.
What you discover here could be crucial to the future of the Jedi Order.
The future or the past, perhaps?
In this place, Master, you are one and the same. Time flows differently on Dagobah.
Yoda stepped off the ship, his feet sinking lightly into the damp ground. The air was thick with organic smells and sounds of wildlife.
Darkness looms over the galaxy. Could this place be a refuge?
Gon's spirit momentarily vanished before reappearing beside an ancient moss-covered tree.
More than a refuge, Master. This is a place of power, of knowledge. Here lie the secrets of immortality.
How have you managed to maintain your consciousness after death?
The cave will show you the way, but I warn you, the visions you encounter there will test everything you think you know about the Force.
A flock of luminescent creatures fluttered through the branches, their bodies giving off a soft glow that reflected in the dark waters of the swamp.
I am ready. Guide me, old friend.
The Force is older than the Jedi, than the Sith, and the Republic itself, and here on Dagobah, it flows as if at the dawn of time.
The sounds of the swamp grew louder, as if the planet itself were breathing around him, as the first stars began to shine through the gaps in the tree canopy. Mist swirled in his wake, as if the planet itself acknowledged the presence of a being so connected to the Force. Chapter 2, The Choice of Exile.
This place is one of the purest in the galaxy. The Force flows here like a primordial spring.
Purity I feel, yes, but something else. A disturbance.
A freezing wind stirred the stagnant waters, bringing with it the stench of putrefaction.
The cave. Its darkness calls to you.
The dark side. Strong is there.
A flock of winged creatures fled in terror as a deep roar emerged from the depths of the swamp.
The energy of that place will protect you from unwanted eyes.
Sidious, he will not find me. The darkness of the cave will mask my presence.
The tiny teacher stopped before a twisted tree, whose roots formed a natural structure similar to a shelter.
The years ahead will be long. A home I must build.
I will teach you the secrets of immortality, knowledge that the Sith will never attain.
A slimy creature emerged from the water, its glowing eyes fixed on the Jedi Master.
You are hungry, little one. Life here is abundant.
The Master took a small carved bowl from his robe.
The roots of Dagobah, nutritious they are, and the mushrooms. promise of feast.
Many would find this place uninhabitable.
To me, perfect is it. Simplicity we must embrace.
A group of luminescent insects began to dance around the Master, as if recognizing his connection to the Force.
The planet itself is alive. Its energy can feed me.
The cosmic force flows with unique intensity here.
Yes, as in the ancient days, when the Jedi were closer to the truth, when
A water serpent slithered among the roots, its scaly skin reflecting the faint starlight.
the neighbors I must know. They will be companions in my exile.
Time here will be different. The days will blend together.
Patience, my ally shall be, and when the time comes, a new apprentice I shall find.
The clouds swirled above them, dropping the first drops of a warm, thick rain.
The swampy stew I must prepare. The boiled mud, quite a delicacy it will be.
There's still much to learn, old friend.
And we have time, plenty of time. In this exile, I will become stronger.
The rain intensified, creating a curtain of water that distorted the very reality of the swamp. Qui-Gon's spectral figure began to fade into the mist, leaving Master Yoda to contemplate his new home, while the creatures of Dagobah continued their eternal dance in the darkness. Final chapter, the eternal cycle. 19 years had passed since the fall of the Republic, since the Empire had massacred the Jedi, and the former Grand Master had found on this remote planet not only a refuge, but a sanctuary to delve deeper into the mysteries of the Force.
You have made a true home here, old friend.
A modest refuge, but sufficient it is.
The twisted roots of the gnarl tree intertwined to form a hut that, though small, provided shelter from the planet's constant rains.
Are you still thinking about them? The ones we lost?
In the past, we must not dwell. The future, ever in motion, is.
A flash of lightning lit up the sky, revealing for an instant the twisted silhouettes of the surrounding trees.
You have mastered aspects of the Force we thought impossible.
Death, a natural path is, but its mystery we must unravel.
A flock of winged creatures flew across the swampy sky, their cries echoing in the darkness.
These has taught you much.
The darkness is a harsh mistress. My own demons I have been forced to face.
And you have defeated them all.
Overcoming is not always the answer. Understanding, accepting, transcending, that is the true path.
A tremor in the Force rippled through the swamp like a shockwave.
You feel it, don't you? The awakening.
Son of Skywalker, his presence grows stronger every day. Eddie,
Will you tell him about his father?
truth, like a two-edged sword is. The time is right. We must wait.
A swamp snake slithered among the roots, its scales glistening in the dim light.
Your own master brought you to a place such as this.
Yes, in the swamps of Hurricane, my training began. Humility there I had to learn.
And now the cycle repeats itself.
The cycles of the Force are eternal, but each turn is unique.
The sound of an engine began to pierce the silence of the swamp, first as a distant whisper.
He has arrived sooner than we expected.
I am ready. My last apprentice, he shall be.
Will you subject him to the same tests?
The trials, they choose themselves often. The Swan, a wiser teacher than I is.
The roar of the engine intensified, and the silhouette of an X-wing ship began to appear among the clouds.
My time is running out, but first I must teach one last lesson.
What if it fails?
Fail, we all must. In failure, the seeds of success are planted.
Gon's spirit began to fade into the mist.
May the Force be with you, old friend.
And with you always, my former apprentice.
The X-wing neared its landing spot as Yoda leaned on his staff, preparing to greet the Chosen One's son. The cycle was about to complete, and with it, the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, as thin as the threads of life woven by the Force in that remote swamp.